Anxiety, excitement, what the first game coming up?
Straight excitement, just the rush, being able to play someone different other than our defense, being able to get back in the regular season and start our journey to our one goal this year we have is winning 22.
I'd have to agree. Actually, I was a little bit nervous yesterday for some reason. The first week preparation, getting back into everything, looking at the film study, preparing that way. But I'm definitely really excited for it, ready to, hit somebody else other than these guys every day.
Playing an FCS team, does that register in your mind, or is it like, and that you don't want to look past a team like that, or how do you give them the respect that they might deserve?
They're just another college football team. They have dudes like we have dudes. They all want to win their championship. We want to win our championship. It's just a bunch of student athletes doing what they love, and we don't see them as FCS. We don't see them as Power 5 if we play one of those schools. It's just another college football team for us.
Exactly. Exactly the same thing. Everyone shows up to play. Same way we show up and play. Put their pads on, put their helmets on. Same way we do here. And I think you have to give everyone the same level of respect, no matter where they come from. They all show up to play the same way.
It looks like they have a lot of guys coming back on offense. Are there any particular challenges their offense presents for you guys?
Always. They have a lot of guys actually from the California area, so for them it's kind of a homecoming, and it always brings a little bit of extra motivation and excitement on their end. They have a lot of really good guys on the outside, a lot of good guys on the inside coming back. They have, I know, a first-team all-conference guy coming back, I believe, at guard. They're a very well-rounded team, and they do a lot of things really well. So it's been a challenge for us to get ready and prepare, but I'm looking forward to the opportunity.
Myles, Coach Long was talking about how the defensive line is probably the group he's most concerned. So how do you plan on leading that group at this Saturday?
Just like any other challenge that I face in my own personal life, I think, with a lot of expectations, a lot of question marks, I think that leaves a lot of ground to show what we can do, a lot of room to, turn some heads in a way. I think, along with Coach Hoke and myself, we're preparing the right way and doing things in order to put us in the right position to get to where we want to go and win 22.
What would you say the biggest differences between this season and last season?
I want to say our leadership group. Just the seniors we have this year, they're guys who I've seen in the 4 years I've been here. They're probably one of the most dedicated group of seniors I've been with. They're guys that do everything for the team the right way. They lead by example. They're boisterous. They make sure that Coach Long's message is portrayed in the way that it should be. They're fully committed, and they're going to be able to lead this team into the championship.
And I'd have to agree. I believe, along with the seniors that we have, I believe, the guys below the seniors also have that same level of drive and motivation that, as a senior you bring because it's your last go-around. They recognize the importance of what we're trying to do and how the preparation and the little things really matter in order to get to where we want to go and how everything adds up to, the ultimate goal.
Parker, the offense tends to have a bigger challenge in the opening game. You got the timing with the passing game. You got the linemen and yourself with the blocking and working together as a team. How do you take on that challenge?
The guys on offense have been playing offense for pretty much their whole lives. They know the struggles and the challenges of timing, communication, the new offense, with a lot of window dressing. Some guys having to learn new stuff, some guys coming in and just learning the new offense. But it's a challenge, but it's something that we're going to be able to overcome. We have a lot of upperclassmen on our starting, and the underclassmen we do have that are starting, they're mature enough to where it shouldn't be a problem for them.
And as a tight end, you're kind of in the middle of that. You're part of the passing game, you're part of the blocking game. How do you take that challenge as a tight end?
I think it's one of the best things about being a tight end is you're involved in all aspects of the game. I like to say we know, if not just as much as the quarterbacks, because we have to know the blocking schemes, we have to know the route concepts, we have to know quarterback's progression, pass pro, and all that. It's just something that if you want to be a tight end, you have to be fully bought in. You can't just want to be a passing tight end or receiving tight end or a blocking tight end. You have to be able to do both, and you have to be able to be fully bought in if you want to excel at the position.
What's the comfort level with offense going into the game?
I think we're feeling pretty good. A lot of good chemistry on the starting groups and with some of the backups. Just having Ags in there, going to be our known full starter for the year. Last year was kind of touchy with him playing and then Chat playing in the same game, but going in with Ags, we have full confidence in him to be able to do his job, to get us in the right formations, right plays, and all that. So I think we'll probably be a little shaky, just like every team is their first game of the year. But after that, I think we're going to get rolling.
And Rocky was saying, like, he can notice the comfort level with Agnew with the offense, and that's resulted in greater confidence from him. Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, I have. During the offseason, Ags would make all the skill positions and the big skill positions go out and throw. So we worked on that chemistry not only during football time, but we did it on our own because we know how important it is to have that chemistry out on the field, be able to click, and if something happens, we're able to overcome that.
Guys, Coach Long kind of talked about the inexperience on both sides of the line, offensive and defensive. You guys being seniors, how do you face that challenge of kind of, like you said, leading by example? Do you think it's harder for you guys this year being seniors as it has been for past seniors, or how do you confront that?
Well, just from someone that's going against the offensive line, I think they're looking really good. I think they have a lot of continuity, and I think they had a lot of the same pieces that are back, but I think they're actually putting all of those same pieces together. So it's kind of like a puzzle, but it's kind of like watching the puzzle come together, putting the final touches together. Whereas on the D-line, it's a lot of guys outside of myself that aren't necessarily proven, kind of have a lot to prove, but I think, along with Coach Long, a lot of the older guys that are behind us, as well as Coach Hoke, it adds a lot of ability for everyone to prove what they have to do, but also learn the system that we have in place and then be able to go out and execute it to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things about our defensive line is a lot of them are unproven. So during the spring, it's probably one of the tougher ones for us because those guys were doing everything they could to prove themselves to Coach Hoke, to Coach Long, and it gives them almost like a chip on their shoulder. It gives them an edge to be the best they can be, the best they want to be. And like you said with the offensive line, I mean, that's a great example. A puzzle piece, you see the full puzzle come together. We got a lot of dudes on the offensive line, and they have figured out with Coach Schmidt's help how to work together, how to run the plays effectively, and all the things like that.
What can you take away from last year's game versus Sac State and remember this time around when it comes to facing opponents from this same part of the world?
They're guys trying to prove that they should be at the FBS level. So they play with that chip on their shoulder. They're, like I said, they're athletes. They're student athletes just like us, may have got overlooked. But they're just guys trying to prove themselves. They're guys going out there doing what they love. They love playing football. And I think it showed last year that, every team's to be taken seriously. You can win or lose in a matter of a few seconds. So going into this week, we're just seeing them as another opponent, not a FCS school.
I would say the intensity and focus that they bring to the field. Every single play was it felt like every single play really meant something, and you could see that throughout the game, how it was a very intense game the whole way through. A lot of effort on their end, and it brings out the best in us because when someone else is playing hard against you, it forces you to have to match that level of intensity and play. And that's just one of the things I really appreciate from anyone that steps on the field against us is when they bring that level of intensity and passion to the game.
Myles, speaking of matching intensity, when you've had the chance to ever go against Billy Dunkel in practice, does he match the intensity of an upperclassman like yourself despite this being a new thing for him?
Without question. I think specifically Dunkel, along with the whole line, they do. The new guys have done a really good job of buying into the system, and Coach Schmidt preaches that level of physicality and toughness that you have to be able to play here, especially on the offensive line and defensive line. I think him specifically has done a great job of doing what he's been asked to do.
Parker, why are you laughing at that?
Dunk is when you look at Dunkel, he's a grown man.
Yeah.
But on the inside, he's a little kid at heart. He likes to goof off. He likes to have fun. But he knows when to flip the switch. He knows when it's time to go. I think he's done a great job learning the playbook from a year ago. I get to see the locker room part of him a lot. So I just see a big, goofy kid, but you guys get to see the guy that flips the switch on and goes out there and works hard every day and does his best to just excel at his position.
Parker, with the new offense, how much of an advantage, if any, that Weber State doesn't have this offense on tape? Going in, is it a big advantage, or what do you kind of expect from that?
I think it's just a big advantage for us this whole year, being able to throw some different looks at teams that we've been playing, ever since we established as a school, and having being able to window dress things and having the new offense and being able to give our quarterbacks and our running backs different options with the ball. I think it's a huge advantage for us. Being able to spread out the receivers and the tight ends and try to lighten up the box for us is another huge advantage. But I would still expect teams to try to put 9-10 guys in the box against us, because they know that just because we're running a spread style offense, we're still going to try to run the ball down your throat.
Myles, how much different has it been for you to go up against that offense this year?
Completely. I mean, it adds first of all, a tempo element to practice where, if you're not in, that level of shape and conditioning, that, you have to be able to get there and mentally be able to handle that, as well as, like Parker said, the window dressing, the different formations, the movements, and kind of having to re-understand what an offense is trying to do to you, as opposed to knowing what they're going to do and then having to just go out and play against it. And I think they've done a great job implementing the system really fast and getting everything in, and then having that whole playbook as an open menu of things to coaches that they feel comfortable being able to run everything. So I think they've done a really good job, and it's not easy to go against.
Will that be helpful though for you in some ways, because the offense they've run before, a lot of teams don't run that.
Right.
How much will that help you guys going forward?
Tremendously. I think especially up front and then in the back end, seeing the different concepts and route combinations and things like that will help the guys on game days, the faster recognition, seeing it full time, full speed, and then obviously, pass rushing and things like that. I think it'll be a tremendous help to our defense, especially with the level of play that they're at.